5 foreign giants, fierce and fearless, battled for sumo's highest honor, the Yokozuna title. Yet despite their power and passion, they never broke through that sacred barrier. On Sumo Spirit, we dive into the stories of these 5 warriors, legends who came close to greatness but fell just short of immortality. Let's begin with Konishiki Yasokichi, who was born in Hawaii, United States, in 1963, a trailblazer, a giant, one of the first foreign warriors to storm the sacred dohyo of professional Japanese sumo. From a proud Samoan family, he stepped into the world of sumo in July 1982. And what happened next? A meteoric rise. His massive frame, his raw power, his technique, all forged into a weapon that took him swiftly up the ranks. In 1987, before he'd even won a single Yusho, he was already an Ozeki. Era, late 80s to mid-90s. Between 1989 and 1992, he reached his peak. 3 championships, fierce battles in an age ruled by multiple active Yokozuna, like Hokutomi and Asahi Fuji. Yet fate was cruel. Chronic injuries and controversy began to shadow his path. By November 1997, he walked away from the ring with a career total of 733 victories, 498 losses, across 93 tournaments. In November 1989, he stormed to his very first tournament championship with a 14-1 record, toppling the mighty Fuji on the final day. With that victory, he became the first foreign-born wrestler to win a top division title since Takamiyama back in 1972. By late 1991, he was more than a contender. He was the next in line. The injuries that had slowed him were fading. His consistency was rising. Fuji and Onokuni had just retired, while Asahi Fuji and Hokutomi were plagued by illness and injury. Konishiki struck 2 championships in 4 months, his second and third titles, and an incredible record in his last 3 tournaments, 38 wins, 7 losses. The summit was in sight. He clinched the 1991 Kyushu Basho on the very last day, shoving out Kirishima with a decisive Oshidashi. Haru Basho 1992, Day 15, Sen Shuraku, the final battle for the Emperor's Cup. Konishiki and Kirishima again stood locked at 12 victories each. 1 match, 1 winner. The Hawaiian Titan unleashed a crushing Yoritaushi, forcing Kirishima from the ring. Victory. His third and final Makuuchi Division Yusho was his. Why didn't he rise? Injuries, relentless, unforgiving, and perfectly timed to strike when the stakes were highest. Chronic knee troubles, made worse by his massive frame and the lingering damage from his high school football days, crippled his chances in key tournaments. And in sumo, the path to Yokozuna is brutally simple. Win 2 consecutive Yusho. He couldn't. Then, after his third championship in March 1992, came a blow that had nothing to do with the dohyo. The Yokozuna Deliberation Council declared he lacked hinkaku, the dignity and grace befitting the rank. But was that the real reason? Beneath the surface, a higher wall loomed, not of clay, but of culture. Behind closed doors, the whispers spread. We don't need a foreign Yokozuna. And for Konishiki, the dream ended not with a loss, but at the gates he was never allowed to pass. Baruto Kito, the first Estonian ever to seize the rank of Ozeki. From basketball courts to judo mats, his journey began with a youth national judo title in Estonia. Then came the twist of fate. His judo coach saw a sumo warrior in him. By May 2004, Baruto had stepped onto the dohyo, ready to challenge Japan's giants. His career unfolded during an era of growing international presence in sumo, one dominated by Mongolian legends like Asashoru and Hakuho. Yet between 2009 and 2012, the Estonian colossus struck back. He challenged Hakuho's reign, claimed his one and only Yusho in January 2012, and became the 9th foreigner to achieve such glory. The last tournament bout? A loss against Hakuho. But it was before day 14 that the crown was his, against another foreign powerhouse, Kotoshu. Mid-bout, the momentum shifted. Baruto adjusted his stance, one hand clamped tight on the Bulgarian's mawashi, the other forcing down on the back of his neck. Then, in a single explosive surge, he drove him out of the dohyo with a crushing yorikiri, his hair whipping through the air like a burst of cream. That victory sealed the championship and brought the dream of Yokozuna closer than it had ever been. He was told he had to either win the next tournament or stay in contention until the very last day to keep his shot at Yokozuna alive. But after his Yusho, everything changed. At the Osaka tournament in March, He stood at an impressive 9-1 after 10 days, then collapsed, losing 4 of his final 5 matches to finish with a disappointing 10-5. That dashed any remaining hopes of promotion to Yokozuna. Baruto revealed afterward that he had been running a fever throughout the tournament. Then came more injuries, a drop to Juryo, and by September 2013, retirement. The dream was gone, leaving behind a legacy that could have been far greater. Now, Tochinoshin Tsuyoshi, the Georgian powerhouse who carved a path for European warriors in professional Japanese sumo. His roots ran deep in judo, sambo, and amateur sumo, where he claimed medals at World Junior Championships. In March 2006, under the Kasugano stable, he stepped into the dojo. A new force had arrived. From March 2006 to May 2023, his career spanned an age of growing international influence in sumo. His peak came between 2018 and 2019. In 2018, ranked at Megashira 3, Tochinoshin stormed through the first 13 matches of the tournament, winning 12 and securing at least a spot in a playoff for the championship. All he needed was one victory in his final 2 bouts to clinch the title. On day 14, he sealed his first top division championship with a powerful Yorikiri win over Shohozan, becoming the first Georgian ever to achieve the feat. The final bout? Against Endo. At the Takiai, Tochinoshin exploded forward with a crushing forearm strike. Endo staggered, unable to resist the Georgian's relentless assault. A fierce oshidashi drove him out of the dohyo. The crowd erupted in cheers. With a 14-1 record, the Makuuchi title, and special prizes for outstanding performance and technique, Tochinoshin's breakthrough was complete. In March, Tochinoshin finished the tournament with a 10-5 record, but in May he stormed out of the gate, winning his first 12 matches, including a breakthrough victory over Yokozuna Hakuho on day 12, his first win against him in 26 attempts. He ultimately finished 13-2, securing second place behind Yokozuna Kakoryu. With 37 wins across his last 3 tournaments, including 1 Yusho, his promotion to Ozeki became real. But as an Ozeki, things took a sharp downturn, plagued by injuries and forced withdrawals that saw his performance decline dramatically. Tochinoshin's time as Ozeki came in 2 bursts. 5 tournaments at first, July 2018 to March 2019, and 2 more after reclaiming the rank, July to September 2019. Across them, he earned 42 wins, suffered 40 losses, and had 59 absences. An average of 6 wins in complete tournaments, far from the golden standard of 10 needed for Yokozuna dreams. Injuries chipped away at his consistency, yet his willpower kept him from falling further down the ranks early on. But September 2019 brought the end, 2 straight Makekoshi, and the dream was gone. What did he lack to be a Yokozuna? The answer lay in his knees. As an Ozeki, his results were plagued by poor performances, injuries, and withdrawals. A torn ligament in 2013 sent him tumbling down to Makushita, and though he battled his way back up, the injuries kept returning, relentless and unforgiving. The numbers stacked against him. No streak of double-digit wins, no back-to-back Yusho-level performances. Without those, the gate to Yokozuna remained firmly shut. It's a moment for Kotoshu Katsunori, who was born in Bulgaria, forged in the fires of Greco-Roman wrestling. He competed at youth level, but weight issues blocked his Olympic path. Was that the end? No, it was the beginning. In 2002, under the Sadogatake stable, he turned to sumo, a battlefield where size, skill, and spirit would define his destiny. He debuted in Jonokuchi in November 2002 and ascended at lightning speed, reaching Makuuchi by September 2004 in only 11 tournaments, the fastest rise since the 6 Basho system began in 1958. But glory has a price. Chronic injuries took their toll, and by March 2014 he stepped away with 537 wins, 337 losses, and 67 absences across 68 Basho. But in 2008, he made history, becoming the first European to win a Makuuchi Yusho, breaking down cultural barriers. He took down both reigning Yokozuna, Asashoru, and Hakuho on his way to the top. Final day, Kotoshu closed in like a tide, seizing Chiyo Taikai's belt in an instant. No hesitation, no mercy. With a clean Yorikiri, he drove the Ozeki out and sealed a 14-1 record, the one and only Yusho of his career. Why didn't he rise to Yokozuna? For all his skill, the road to Yokozuna demands back-to-back dominance, 2 consecutive Yusho, or their equivalent. After his May 2008 triumph, the chain broke, just 9-6 in July, 8-7 in September. His highs were often 10 or 11 wins, not the crushing 13 or 14 that define a ruler of the dojo. Chronic injuries haunted him, robbing him of 63 matches as Ozeki. The streaks faded, and the summit remained just beyond reach. Finally, we have Takayasu. Not purely foreign, but his roots are. Born to a Japanese father and a Filipino mother, Takayasu Akira is one of the most recognized rikishi of the modern era, known for his sheer tenacity and fighting spirit. Time and again, he has been a contender, yet the top division Yusho has always eluded him. Takayasu's rise came during the unshakable reign of the Mongolian Yokozuna. This was a time of foreign dominance in sumo, yet Takayasu carved his place, claiming kinboshi against these towering champions. He became part of the bridge into the Reiwa era, an age disrupted by the pandemic, a force that altered tournaments and forced him into absences at critical moments. No Yusho as an Ozeki. None in the Makuuchi division. The only Yusho of his career was the 2010 Akibasho. In the final bout, Takayasu locked inside, executed a crushing Yori Taushi, and sent Shoho to the clay. Perfect record, 7-0. The victory launched him to Juryo in November 2010. That makes him a unique figure in sumo history, the active rikishi with the most runner-up finishes, 9, without a top division title. His story is one of quality and heartbreak. Again and again, he reaches the final battle, and again the ultimate prize slips away. As an Ozeki, Takayasu had several big chances to claim his first Yusho and cement his rank. In the September 2017 tournament, with 3 of the 4 Yokozuna sidelined by injury, it looked like he was primed to challenge for the championship. But disaster struck. He tore a muscle in his right thigh on day 2 and was forced to withdraw. January 2018 brought his best performance yet as an Ozeki, finishing runner-up behind the surprise winner Tochinoshin with a strong 12-3 record. Then, in November 2018, he claimed runner-up for the 4th time in his career, just 1 win shy of Takakisho, again finishing 12-3. Always close, always just short. Why didn't he rise? Because the final step has never been taken. Without a first top division title, there is no road to Yokozuna. Injuries have repeatedly struck, forcing withdrawals or limiting his power, shattering the small windows where a clean, dominant run could have propelled him to sumo's ultimate rank. And this is all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Sumo Spirit channel.